to another episode of Hot Takes and Cold Brews, but our first on location episode. And this is the podcast where love, chaos, coffee, and a whole lot of yapping collide. And today, because it's our on location episode, I have with me our first guest, who is, I don't know why she's leaning in. She's a little weird, it's okay, we love her for that. This is Meghna. She's been my friend for I don't know how many years now. And I'm going to share with everybody a fun story of how we became friends. We were in 7th grade, and I'd love to see and hear people's thoughts about this. We'll probably do a poll later. But Meghna was in Vizag at the time, and she was joining my tuition, and I didn't know who this annoying girl who came in was. And usually I was the first person to reach tuition. Yes, I'm a nerd. And but there was a girl before me that day. So I go and I have 4 Candyman toffees in my hand. Basically what 2 rupees could buy you at the time. And I offer one to the teacher, who politely declines because she knew how much I love my candy. And then out of niceness, I offer it to this stranger. And she took 2 toffees out of my 4. And I was not okay with that, because when somebody offers you toffees and they have limited, you take 1. But she thought no, taking 2 was okay, 50%. And then we became friends, and then she bought me a lot of candy in life later. So like, she made up for it. But still, that's how we became friends, while she stole my candy. So Meghna, how are you feeling after all these years about having a friendship with me and doing this on location episode?
In my defense,
No!
when she offered me those toffees, I just had to take them. Like, I mean, why
You
would,
could've
why
taken-
would you? Why would you not take? Why would you not take? You would just think like, she's giving out 4. How many did you go out?
I had 4, yes.
You had 4.
Can you see how well that's imprinted in my
So
head?
okay, if it's just 4, right? Why wouldn't you take 4?
Why would you take 50%? That's greedy. 50%.
I don't know. I
It's
don't know
okay,
what's going
but-
on.
I know, math was
But
not mathing for
math
her.
was not mathing. But
But
here
you made
we
up
are.
for it.
Yeah, here we are.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you happy?
I'm very excited. I'm very happy. Very proud of you for starting this podcast.
Thank you.
Very excited for you. Yeah, I'm super excited. I'm ready.
I think we are definitely ready, because we get to do cheers in person.
Hell yeah.
I love that. My coffee is good. I'm happy.
It's
By the way,
really
I've made my own coffee and her coffee, and so that's why I'm happy. Not public coffee that we're saying yes, good job too.
No.
But okay.
Okay.
So I'm very excited to do this. The episode obviously has, I'm hoping like you've seen, different parts. But we start with a game called Hot Takes or Cold Takes. And in this, essentially, I give you like statements, and you have to tell me if it's a hot take for you or a cold take, which basically means if it's a hot take, why is it a hot take? It means you have an opinion, and you have to tell me hot take and reasoning. And if it's a cold take, we'll just move on, okay?
Okay.
But no thinking like you usually do. I can see the wheels turning already. No thinking.
Okay.
We've got to be fast, we've got to be quippy, okay?
Okay.
Alright, so your first statement. Getting the ick is your gut doing its job.
Getting the ink.
See, I told you, wheels turning.
Yeah, like it's a hot take. Yeah.
You have
I
to
have
tell
a-
me more about it.
Yes, I feel like if you're getting an ick, like really, like you have to listen to your gut. I think that's like the biggest thing for me personally. Like if I don't know what it is. It's just that if it's an ick, it's just I will have to I have second thoughts. I have to like question every single thing, and I will take a step back, and I will not lean into it.
Have you ever had an ick for me?
No, actually, no, I've never.
I won,
I've
guys.
never.
I won.
No,
I
I've
won.
never. I don't think. Yeah, no. I've. Yeah, I think the people who ended up being friends with me, who are really my close friends, I don't think. I might have found you weird, or I might have found you like annoying and all that kind of stuff. Keeping those things aside, no, I've never had an ick. I've never had ick
I
myself.
mean, annoying is fair. I
Huh.
was called annoying and irritating twice today.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a part of my brand.
And it's like people who are also friends with me, they tell me like later on, they're like, you know, they'll be like, oh, when I saw you, I thought you were like a mean girl. You had like a
You?
Yeah, there are people.
No, I don't believe that. For you.
No, I've had people come and
You?
tell me. They told me that you have a resting bitch face, and I'm just like,
I mean, you have a
Really?
resting, overthinking face. I don't think you have a resting bitch face. Let's please have the
somehow,
record reflect that.
No, people have approached me, and like after we've become friends, they're like, hey, you have an RPF. Like, you know, I really thought you were like a mean girl, but then like whenever we talk to you, then you're like, oh, she's so sweet, or she's so nice. I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't mean to be mean.
Do I know any of these friends
No,
who've
no,
told
no.
you this?
At least as far as I can remember, these are people from college.
Oh, then I don't care.
Yeah,
about that.
you don't.
As far as
It's
I
okay.
do know them, because if I did, I'd probably like beat them up. That's a different problem, but okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. And I feel like this comes in hot on the heels of, you know, some of our recent conversations. If you're not cringing on your past self, you're not growing.
Oh, yes, yes. How could you not? I feel like that's like a part of your character development. I think. I feel like you have to cringe at yourself, because if you didn't, like, what was your childhood, man? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, like, you know. I think, yeah, that's an integral part of you growing up. It's much needed. I think, of course, like, we're innocent when we're younger. We won't know some things that we're doing, what shit we're up to. So I think, you know, when we grow up, we suddenly have our, I'm forgetting the term, but like, you know, when
Shit together?
Yeah, shit together, kind of. Like, you know, when you're having your frontal lobe like developed. And then
I mean,
suddenly-
yours is technically yet to develop. Mine has.
Is it just me, Prakti? It's both of us too.
Yeah, but mine technically by age is done. You still have a month
Oh,
to go.
right. Of course.
You still have a month to go.
Correct.
You know, I think this is gonna go live either on or around your birthday.
Oh my god.
I really think it's going live like
Oh my
on
God.
or around your birthday. Like I think it's going live like 3-4 days
It's
before.
okay. By the time it'll be more
Love
developed
it.
than how I am tonight.
Thankfully, let's hope. But yeah, if you could look back,
Huh.
and I know I'm putting questions in the middle of the podcast, in the middle of the game, but like, what is one thing that you really cringed at about your younger self, like around the time that you probably knew me, like got to know me rather, like very young?
Oh my god.
I love these questions I have
Oh my
sometimes.
god, this has really got me thinking now. Because I feel like I've had those moments where it's like, I suddenly remember something very random and I'm like, gee, like, why did I do that? And then it's like, it's okay, like, I have to forgive myself for
I
being that way.
You should cringe about the fact that we had a crush on the same loser. On the same loser. Like, gee, bro.
And not only that, we had discussions about.
Let's not. No. We're not going into
We're not going into that. We're not going into that.
Please.
Actually,
Abort,
yes.
abort.
Abort. Yeah, that. Cut that. But yeah. Oh my god, yes.
Like, what was that loser? Ew.
If I think about it now, I really don't know what.
Although, now that I think about it, you will probably be the only friend that I've had a crush on the same person. And then had conversations about it. I love that for us.
No, I think yeah, it's for both of us. I think it's great. Like now
Yeah.
we can look back at it and I'm like, see how much we've grown. Like, you know, like at least we're not like that.
Thankfully.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean, you've made a lot of smart choices in your life by staying away from a lot of these things that catch you up. Unfortunately, I've not been that much of a smart person, but that's okay. We're better
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
We're better today. Alright, and last one. And I have thoughts on this, but I will not share them, obviously,
Okay.
because we're here to listen to your thoughts. Ambition is hot.
Yeah, definitely. I think I think it's very important. I think you should have a balance in your life between your ambition, between your like in general life and gender, like, you know, you should have your hobbies and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think you should definitely have some sort of I think an idea where you want to go to. It doesn't have to be early, like, yeah, 20s is for your mistakes, how they say, you know, but like it's still okay, like, if you haven't figured it out. But I think at least having the drive to get somewhere in life, having that plan also, but like, you know, just getting somewhere, you know, in life,
Being
and
passionate about
being
something.
passionate about something, and, you know, finding the thing, you know, what you want to do and what you like. you don't have to love it, but you can find the balance in that as well, and just make that your path, and like find the right settle down. And I feel that's it's very important. And I mean, if you don't have that, I don't
Is
know
it in
how.
if you were looking at potential partners or like people on dating apps, or like you're talking to somebody on a dating app, not really looking
Yeah.
at them, would it be in the top 5 things that you consider if you're considering if you want to be with a person or not?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, definitely. I
Okay.
think.
So I'm not alone. I like that. Thanks.
Yeah, definitely.
That's important. I don't want to be the only weirdo who's just like,
No.
no, I need ambition. How can you not be passionate? It's very
Yeah, and I
important.
think it's also interesting because if you're going on these apps, or if you're like meeting people too, right? I think it's always interesting to have like just to know, wanting to know about the person too, like what are they passionate about, what do they want to do in life, like
Yeah, you have a goal. Even if not a plan, you have a goal, right?
Huh.
The plan can be figured. Unfortunately, life is such that it throws things your way that kick your plan out the window, left, right, and center all the time.
Yeah.
But you have a goal.
Mm-hmm.
Are you interested in moving towards that goal? A goal is great. But if you're not planning to execute towards the goal, then it's delusion. It's a dream, right?
Right.
But okay, now that we've come here organically, like I'd like to say, which is through these conversations, as a person in her mid-20s, what is your biggest fear in love?
In love.
In love.
Oh, okay. It's. I think it would. Okay, in love, I think in general, I think I would have to be scared. I think I would be scared of. Main thing would be, I think, abandonment, or I think abandonment. Just being alone as something that my initial thought just goes there. I think that would be scary for me. But then again, I also fear about it just in general, about being insecure, just trying to find my way in life. I think to be in a to be more secure, to try to love myself even more, just not depend wholly on the other person, just to not be that way. But I think just being secure enough so that even
So
if
you don't lose like a self of identity?
just to not lose myself, just to be myself, but also like not lose myself in that process.
I think that's very crucial, because I think the world that we're in today is not the world that our parents were in, or our grandparents were in, where the woman's identity, because of the country that we come from, was very determined by the family she was married into, by what her husband did. Today we've grown so much and we've worked so hard to have independent lives that if it does take away your sense of self, that is very scary. Like, unfortunately, I've been in a place like that where I almost willingly gave my sense of self away, but just brought it back by a thread. But damn, it's so scary. Like, it really is. Like, when I look back, I'm so concerned that I'd do that again, because I'd be blind in love, because pyar andha hota hai, guys.
It's scary. I'm not gonna. It's scary. Like,
I mean, you saw it up close for me.
Yeah, and in general too, like you imagine, like you're like, now like we're single, suppose, and then like we're single, and then we are finding this partner, and we have to, like, obviously we have to get to know the person to some extent, and eventually it's like the thought of also just trusting someone blindly kind of is very like a small percentage of it you have to trust blindly, and it's a little scary because you're like, oh shit.
You can never truly know somebody,
You can
even
never.
when you've known them for 50 years.
Bro, yeah.
It is so scary.
It's sad because I've genuinely like seen some experiences, like few very close people who have that I've known, just like like they've gone through like years of relationship, and suddenly it's like suddenly it's like not, they're not on the same page, there's a lot of differences, and it's like or like they're just like this person turns out to be something that they're not, and
Yeah.
it's scary. But we have to, I think, get somewhere. If we're looking for love, we're in that zone.
It takes hard work.
It
Love is not easy.
No.
Wow, look at us being so smart
I know.
about love. Wow. I'm telling you, all my smart brain cells are working today.
Oh yeah.
This is the day that they've chosen. I love it. Love that for me. Okay. You moved to the US in about a decade ago now. Exactly a decade ago.
Yeah, almost.
And but I was so heartbroken when she moved. I was so heartbroken because I was like, my best friend is going away. How can she do this to me? And I made like a whole frame with a poem and I spelled her name out and put a bunch of pictures. And then she kept it very, very safely for so long. And then one day, unfortunately, it broke. But I don't hold that against her because I mean, you kept that so safely for so long.
I still have all your the artwork and the pictures, collage. I have everything. I've kept those safely. Unfortunately, we are moving again. It broke.
I know,
but
it's okay.
I still remember the fabulous lunch we had, the nice
I know.
soda. I think that's like a go-to.
Yeah, the whole mason jar and everything.
Mason jar, I think lemon, lime soda, any kind of soda drink, and then we have pulao or kuch bhi.
Yeah.
जो भी Friday जो भी बनाते बनाएंगे, and then we have a nice movie.
Yeah,
just
and
sit
this is
down
like our
and we
thing.
eat. That is our go-to.
I love it.
And I like that it's happening even now.
I
When
know.
she came to the US, I made I think
Veg
fried
pulao,
rice or
yeah.
veg pulao I made, and raita and some nimbu soda and everything, and we sat
Yeah.
there and were watching TV.
That is so nice. Because like we get to do that now and I love
know.
that. But when you moved, you were at like that mid-teen age where there's a lot of figuring out happening.
Yeah.
Went to high school here, which I'm sure was a confusing experience. But as you've grown through it here in the last decade, and then you also travel back and your friends back home in India,
Yeah.
and you have family and cousins, and you have people that are your age, you know, and so often there's such a dichotomy of the worlds and the cultures, but also of what people are showing to be on social media, right? At this particular age, we have friends and like acquaintances that are getting married, that are getting engaged, that are having babies. Somebody's doing a PhD, somebody's doing a master's. People are working. Somebody's just, you know, going through like the traditional Indian way of trying to find a husband, and that's what they're forced to do currently only. Some are doing it happily, of course, as well.
Yeah.
There's so much happening and so much image that we're consuming of people and their lives, right? And some of it is very drastically different from what their reality may be, or what we know of their reality to be, especially if it's somebody we know, right? Do you ever feel, because of this age that we're in, where, you know, everybody's got things happening that are to quite an extent momentous, or, you know, and rather not all, but also where we're so constantly present on social media and constantly updated, do you feel ever the need to pretend that you've got it all together and you're living like this hotshot fabulous life here in the States?
I think as growing up, like now when I'm in my 20s and stuff, I could give like less shit. Like I really don't care. Like it's in terms of like for social media and everything, I really don't care. Like
I
in a
know
sense,
you don't repost some of my stories. I'm salty.
No, it's like okay, it's like on Instagram also, it's so basic for me because it's like am I going out? Do I have a cute outfit on? Do I have friends with me who can take potentially really good pictures? I know my girls got me. Like they take really good pictures.
Meena, even if your girls don't got you, you'll teach them how to get you.
Yeah, I know. I will do that exactly. I will do that.
She's the most meticulous person to
Yeah.
be photographed because she will tell you, hold the phone upside down, put it in 2x, put it here, bring this lightning now.
I have my
too funny.
techniques. I have my techniques and I have some tricks that I've learned on Instagram Reels. Don't judge me, please. But
No, here we listen and we don't
we
judge.
Okay.
Girl.
But yeah, exactly. So like, yeah, do I have these things with me right now? Am I looking nice? Do I have nice? I take like. I have like a lot of photos taken. Like you'll see my gallery. That whole day we go, we'll have like maybe 200, 300 photos.
By the way, when you were taking those pictures last Sunday, outside that pretty building when we had started walking back towards the car. Akshu and I were standing at the back and talking about this. That you don't post enough, and that we don't
post enough?
That we don't get why you take so many pictures and you post like 6. Like, you need to have a spam account where you can shitpost, because damn it, you're gorgeous and your pictures are so pretty, but you don't do anything with them.
Stop.
This is literally the conversation we had.
See.
Akshu, you gotta back me up. I'm not even kidding. This is literally the conversation we were having.
First of all,
you don't shitpost like I do.
Hold on. First of all, who is Akshu to tell me that this girl has not posted in a long time? I'm gonna talk back to you, Akshu. I'm gonna get back to you on that. Anyway, me.
But I can tell you that because you see how much I shitpost.
Even Akshu can tell me that, but it's okay. I'm still calling her out.
Yeah, because you can call her out. I don't have to be called out on this. No. Is my point.
See, no, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like it takes a lot of energy, low key. But like, yeah, see,
Meghna, I can bet you that it takes lesser energy to post those pictures than it takes to take the pictures, because it's a 3-hour affair.
And listen, I get some really good photos out of those 200, 300 photos, okay?
By some very good, she essentially means 50, of which she'll post 2.
I post 6, 7. No, actually 3, 4 I posted. Yeah. Okay, listen.
Don't lie to me.
I don't know who. Okay, see, forget of nobody. I myself, I'm like, I'll select the good, and what I want to post, I'll post. Rest all will go to stories, or they will otherwise will
you
go.
Don't put enough of it. But okay, we're digressing. Let's bring it.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, I'll try to post.
Yeah. So okay, so you don't feel that pressure of keeping it on. So I love that. I love that. But in that realm, because we're talking so much about, like, my way of doing is posting so much, being out there, putting stories, putting this, everything. Yours is, you'll do it at a slower pace, you'll curate it.
Yeah.
It's a very different version of ourselves, if I may.
Yeah.
I think from who we were to who we are today, there's growth, there's acceptance to a large extent. Excuse me, not just towards ourselves, but also towards each other. Yeah. So because that we've grown and there's this acceptance, right? I think we were talking to your sister the other day, and that's where I think more of this question came from, because we were talking about the show Adolescence and how we perceived it versus how she perceived it, because she's in that same age group as the protagonist, and we had very different takes on it, and we had actually some sound advice that we gave her. I think it was one of my few big sister moments in life, primarily because I'm the younger sibling. But if today you could look back at 10th grade, 11th grade Meghna, who was making that transition of being in India and then being in high school in California, what advice would you give her, having lived the last decade here that you have?
Just be yourself, man. Like, just be yourself. Because I feel like this also goes back to the question I think you're asking me, whether, I mean, that's for social media and stuff, but like, I think back then, I mean, just trying to pretend or like, you know, try to be that people pleaser. I still find the tendency within myself here and there, but I am like, you know, shove it. Like, don't do that. Like, you know, don't be that. Just be yourself. If the people will accept you, they'll accept you. If they won't, okay, they'll walk out on their own, and that's it. Like, that, it's not meant to be, right? So I think I was such a people pleaser back then that now that when I look back at it, I'm like, why did I do that? Why did I have that need of wanting to, you know, I'll be this way so that this person wants to be friends with me, or I'll be this way so, you know, this will happen. But I didn't need to do that. I just needed to be myself, and I really wish I could just told myself that, and just to be like, hey, no. You know, just no, like, no. So I wish, that one, you know, like that, and that's something that I do with Sneha sometimes when I realize that she's growing up, and there's a fair enough, you know, age gap between both of us, you know, my sister and I. So
I don't know why that's making me teary-eyed. Hey, that is so funny. I love this growth so much for you that now I'm tearing up.
I'm crying, babe.
I don't know.
I was not prepared for this.
Nor was I, clearly.
Listen,
it's okay. We're good.
You okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I just love that growth for you. I just feel bad that I didn't get to see it though.
Arey, no.
But it's okay. Yeah,
no,
continue.
Hey, listen,
What's
you guys,
going on?
you listen. You were still there with me through calls. Trust me.
I
There's a
know.
reason
I
why.
know.
I know. But like I'm saying, ki, there's a reason why ki I've also been in touch with the people who really mattered to me, and there's a reason why, and you guys were there for me. So the thing is ki even when I see Sneha, my sister, growing up right now, and what I notice is that I realize I go back to my age and how I was back then. So I try to, though she's different from me, I still try to think about it, and I'm like, hey, don't have to be this way. You can be this
Yeah.
way. Don't be so cautious. Just don't overthink it. Just go with the flow. Don't have to.
I
try to
think
be
she has a
so-
really interesting personality. I will say that.
She does. She's much.
She
she's way
is
better
so
than
much.
me.
I think she's very comfortable in her skin.
She is.
And I love that. Like, I wish I had that when I was that age.
Yeah.
Like, I love it for her.
Yeah.
And for the fact that I've seen her grow from literally like a chota bacha to this lovely teenager
Yeah.
who's coherent, which is usually not a case. I fully love it. I fully love it. Shout out, Sneha. We love you.
We love you. She's gonna be like,
She-
why am I the
she's gonna
topic? Why am I the
hate it.
topic of this podcast?
It's that's true. But I think that's really important advice. But I think we've put enough of our. Clearly, I brought my emo side. Unfortunately, didn't know why or how, but yeah. And
I didn't expect that, bro. What the?
I'm telling you, took me by surprise as well. But it's okay. We have big emotions and we express them.
Sorry, we have these urges, like random
Yeah,
urges.
we have cuteness aggression towards each other, guys. It's okay.
Mhm.
But yeah, so now that we've had all of these lovely, intense conversations where I've made you think, where I can see the wheels here go round, 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 I'm gonna move us to like funner questions where we don't have to be emotionally intelligent.
Okay.
And I really want to know your answer to this. 'Cause
Okay.
I know what my answer is.
Uh-huh.
And if your answer is stealing my answer, then I will cry again for different reasons.
Okay.
What's a job you would never do even for $1 million? Million USD today. Meghna, I know you're going to steal what my thought was. I know it.
Listen, if you're giving me the $1 million,
Tax free.
tax free, why would I not do it? I will do anything that's giving me $1 million, bro. Tax free.
That is why I had to the tax free, because I know. Like,
Who in the right mind would not do any job who's giving it $1 million?
it would afford me the opportunity
Oh, yeah.
to go. I love the work that I do, but to be able to do it from the Amalfi Coast is even better. Like, I just use the $1 million to go move there. Like, it'd be so great.
I will be buying a house.
Oh, that's a
Before-
smart.
I mean-
that's a smart goal.
I will buy a house, make sure the interest rates kind of go down.
Yeah.
Or buy a house and then refinance kind of that. shit.
Yeah. I like that.
Figure that out. Buy a house so that it's settle down. I know rest of the money where it goes and use for traveling, investments, whatever it is, we'll do that.
I should get a house,
Ah.
oceanfront at Avon by the sea.
Oh damn.
Then that combines
my
my
God.
two things of the house and by the ocean.
That's
Close enough to the office to be able to commute. Babe, I think that's a great solution I found
And
for
that's
us.
my beach vacation house too. I'm coming over.
Of course you are. There's a room you're gonna have for yourself. If it's this close to where you are and I don't have a room
Exactly.
for you, that's shame on me. Let's be honest. But
I love
okay.
it.
I
I love
like
it.
this. This is smart. I like it. We're combining your dream and my dream into one dream. Give us $2 million, guys.
Yeah, please.
Then we get to do everything.
Please.
We will take a girls trip with an Excel sheet
Much
in the
needed.
tow.
With
We
a
are
plan.
heading tomorrow to a lovely weekend in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
And we have an Excel spreadsheet schedule, a loose schedule of what we're
With the whole
going to do.
itinerary.
So,
With reservations.
yeah, Amalfi Coast is also going to be similar. It's just a little ways out, but it'll also have an Excel sheet of its own.
पैसे आने दो मेरे को. बस
Yeah,
आना
yeah.
है.
Bas,
बस
we're
आना है यहाँ.
waiting for it to credit.
Yeah.
So I think those are some great thoughts that we were having. But now we're going to move to my favorite part of every session, because I get to hear my girls share a little bit about how their brain works.
Okay.
And sometimes it's good. In these, it's mostly good. Other conversations, I will say it's a little concerning, but that's okay. That's what girl friendships are for, right? This is my segment called Yap of the Week,
Okay.
where I want to hear what your Yap of the Week is.
Okay. I think this is like just a sound advice, I think, just for everyone. As cliche and as basic as it sounds, I think I keep reminding this to myself every single day when I feel like, oh shit, I'm going like a little panic attack or whatever, like I'm having this sort of like, second doubts and stuff, but like just go with the flow. Just go with the flow in your life. Trust me. I feel like, I don't know why I say this to myself, and it calms me down in a way. Like even if things are not going my way, things are just going out of hands, I'm just like, okay, let's just take a step back and let's just go with the flow. Let's just see what happens and let it go. Some reason this has helped me in so many ways. I cannot tell or pinpoint one exact moment, but I think be it work, be it just in life in general, I think there are so many moments where I feel like I'm alone and I have to just deal something with myself, but it's out of my hands, or even if it is in my hands, I'm just like, hey, let's just figure something out, let's bring a solution, let's come to one thing, then we'll see what the next step will be. So I think going with the flow is something that I preach, or I don't know what to say about it, but I think that's something that I feel like everyone should also try to do.
That is sound advice, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great reminder for me because, well, you know how easily panicked I am, and I'm constantly like anxious.
Yeah.
I think a couple months ago, maybe, I saw this meme and I sent it to Gutlu because it said, I can go with the flow, I'm easy, but I need to know where the flow is going, when the flow is going, how it is going, so then I can go with the flow. That is me in a nutshell. That is
Very
me
true.
in a nutshell. Like, even if you don't give me like a whole plan, give me a loose plan that we can make men's to. I'd be okay with that. But telling me we'll see doesn't sit with me. I don't know how to handle we'll see.
Okay. Not going to lie, that's also me.
I know.
That is also me.
But I think you're a little bit more comfortable with handling it better than I do. Like you can visibly see that I'm struggling with managing it. Yours is a little bit less visible, thankfully. So yeah.
It's a lot of work gone into something.
I think that's an area that I'm trying to get like more comfortable with.
Yeah.
It is. I think given the stressful lives that we already lead,
Mm-hmm.
I think it's one step closer to being a little bit lesser stressed. And I think I can definitely use it. I need to build that skill. But that was really good advice. And a great yap of the week. I love that. For everybody's sake, she is very introverted.
Yeah.
And she is this with me and with like a few other people.
Yeah.
But if you actually meet her, she's going to take her time to warm up and be introverted. So I'm very glad that you brought this side out today, because I know this is not your comfort zone.
Mm-hmm.
I tried making it as cozy as I could,
Oh, trust
but
me.
I'm so glad that you did.
No, trust me, you've made it very comfortable. You've made it very easy for me to just ease into the conversation, just talk, and just it didn't feel like this is some podcast or something. It just feel like very much हमारा जो yap होता है, regular yapping session. This is like cut down to like 1/4 of our regular yap
That is
sessions.
true.
Very, very little, but this is our our vibe, and I
That
love
is
it.
true. I'm glad.
And we get to have tasty coffee.
I love that that's her joy. I'm very happy that you love the coffee. I think I've gotten good at making hotel room coffee, especially given how it is being requested. I'm very happy. She asked me for this last Friday also. She's got it for me. She asked me for this today also. I'm very happy with this. But with that, we come to the end of this episode. Thank you for agreeing to do this and being here. And I am very, very excited for what is to come this weekend for us, but also for you, because I'm loving this growth that I've seen on you. And all of you stay tuned. We'll be back with a new episode in a couple of weeks. Thank you.
Guys.